Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I want us to start off by closing your eyes and imagining this scenario. You come home from a long day at work, stressful day at school, or just a long day of having to run around and finish errands. You've finally been able to sit down on a couch, relax, unwind, turn on the television. After about 20 minutes of a sleep, your spouse or your sibling, they wake you up because your eyes are rolling back and the left side of your face has dropped. Confused, you try to get up and fall. You repeatedly try and fail to continue to get up. What has happened to you? According to the American Stroke Foundation, strokes are the #1 cause of adult disability and the 4th leading cause of death in the United States. My goal today is to give you some information on what a stroke is and to allow you to be better prepared if you are ever unfortunate enough to witness a friend, a family member, a colleague, a stranger having a stroke. With strokes being the 4th cause of death in the United States and the 1st cause of disability, it's important to know exactly what a stroke is. According to the medicinenet.com, a stroke is sudden death of some brain cells due to lack of oxygen when the blood flow of the brain is impaired by a blockage or a rupture of an artery to the brain. So it's important to know what a stroke is. So why is it important to know what a stroke is? Well, according to the National Stroke Association, 80% of all strokes are preventable. There are 2 types of strokes: ischemic strokes and hemorrhagic strokes. The ischemic stroke occurs as a result of an obstruction within the blood vessel supplying blood to the brain. It accounts for 87% of all strokes. So it is definitely the #1 type of stroke. The hemorrhagic stroke occurs when a weakened blood vessel ruptures. This accounts for about 15% of all strokes. However, it causes 1/3 of all deaths in strokes. Now that we understand what a stroke is and the different types, I want to inform you as to how to recognize when someone is experiencing a stroke. Although strokes are thought of as an elderly person's disease, they're actually not. Stroke can affect anyone at any age, even babies. So it's important to be able to recognize when it's happening. Some of the signs and symptoms are the weakness of face, arm, leg, the numbness of face, arm, leg, just to one side of the body, inability to speak, inability to understand spoken language, inability to write, vertigo or gait imbalance, double vision, or unusually severe headaches. Now let's look at some treatment many people have after a stroke and how they're able to get on and move forward in their lives. Some treatments and medications include blood regulating and thinning medications are very important. A healthy lifestyle is very important as well. Cutting out smoking, starting exercise, cutting out drinking. Physical therapy and exercise are absolutely #1 way of being able to continue to move forward. Therapy for the emotional and mental state of the stroke victim as well. The victim is not the only one affected. The victim's family is affected as well. You have to go through some major changes as a family if someone's had a stroke. Sometimes they're emotional changes, just readjusting to the different rules in the household. Or economic changes, the loss of an income, either a good or a bad income. It's still a loss of an income. According to the American Heart Association, understanding common effects of a stroke is an important step in maximizing your recovery and maximizing your independence. Now that we know the who, what, when, where, how, why of a stroke, who the victims are, what a stroke is, when, where, why a stroke can happen, how to detect a stroke and act on it, how to support the victim and their families. By knowing this, we are also responsible in helping to create and spread awareness of strokes and stroke detections. Remember, time is of the essence, and the faster we act in recognizing our mothers, our teachers, our best friends, our boyfriend, our niece, whoever, mid-stroke, the more of their brain and more of their brain function we will be able to save. With 1/4 of Americans experiencing a stroke, it's not a matter of if it will happen, but who it will happen to. Be prepared. I have here a handout that I'd like to give to you to help clarify some of the information I've spoken about today. Thank you all very much for listening. Do we have any questions about what I've just spoken on today?
Yes. What is the number one thing you should remember when someone's having a stroke?
Well, I like to think of the word FAST, F-A-S-T. FAST meaning you look at their face. A meaning you examine their arm. S meaning their speech is slurred. Try to hear if their speech is slurred. And T is time. Time is super important. So as soon as you recognize or suspect even, call 911 immediately. Any other questions?
You said a stroke can be prevented by healthy lifestyle. Can you elaborate?
Well, just simple things like keeping your cholesterol lower. So watch your salt intake, make sure you exercise. Some of the basic things as well, like non-smoking and don't overly drink. So those all can help contribute to having a healthier heart and blood flow, but also keeping your stress levels down, which exercise has been shown to help do that. So all those things can help contribute to your chances of not having a stroke. Any more questions? Thank you very much, guys.